Ladies and gentlemen, it's European Race Night Division 2, and we are live here at Interlagos here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm Dame Zero, your lead commentator here today, and I am very much looking forward to this one today. We have a title deciding race here today between Skiffy and NRC Ireland. These two now only need a couple of points. Ireland only needs 2 points here today of outscoring Skiffy to be crowned Division 2 champion. So it is all to play for here today. We shall soon find out as both Ferraris and Teabag and Ireland go out there. First car out there by the looks of it is ERN Storm in the Haas, Skiffy's teammate. Like we say, all to play for here today, and I am very much looking forward to it. So we got ERN Storm, the first man out there, currently on an outlap. Matriz in the AlphaTauris behind him. The two Alfa Romeos and the two Ferraris are both out. That's Eke Blober, NRC Ireland, Teabag and Darko Wade out there. The two McLarens are out there, and the Racing Point. We saw a fantastic race here yesterday for Division 1. Bruno, Will and Connor are the two Haas boys. Them two taking it toe to toe yesterday, nearly going a full lap side by side. It was fantastic stuff, and I hope we get to see some more of that today. So Storm will be the first person to start his flying lap. Skiffy will be under pressure here today. All NRC Ireland has to do is go for some points today. That's all he has to do, is just get some points and get that moving. Well, here comes Storm now to start his flying lap. Coming into the center S's, let's see how he copes with this. Goes into the second corner of the center S's, into turn 3, takes it wide, doesn't take too much curve into the DRS, so let's see how he deals with that. Straight on now into the Cida del Lago, turn 4. Let's see how he gets on with this, turns it in nicely, gets that done very nicely. I spoke to Storm yesterday about this in Division 1 chat, in Division 1 stream, as we're both on commentary for that one. And he said he was feeling confident. He's got a nice setup for this race, and he's really looking forward to it. Storm, one of those drivers this season that has been under a lot of pressure, not had the best of luck this season in Division 2, which is unfortunate for himself, but we'll see how he does today in qualifying. No invalidations of yet so far into the second to last corner. Let's see how he gets that. Gets a nice exit there. Gets as much power as he possibly can down to steam up that hill. Obviously gets a purple middle sector. DRS now enabled. Goes straight through towards the line. Once he goes, sets his first banker. He sets a 106.9, which is a very nice lap. Matriz back there has pitted. Teabag is allowed to come across the line. So is Eke Beloba and Darko Wade. Darko Wade with an 079 and an 076. NRC Ireland with an 073 there, and there's Teabag with an 0762. So some very nice laps coming in. Next is the two McLaren boys. Christoph on the medium tyres goes with an 077 there on the medium compounds. Next will be NRC Arns goes third with a 73. The Racing Point comes across the line, I think, just starting a lap. The Mercedes of Breezy is next with an 075. It's the two Renaults of onto the podium, and ERN Ramos there onto the podium with a 7.4, and Ramos with a 7.8, setting that lap time there. I think next across the line will be Nicki Minaj at 19th, but comes into the pits after an invalidation on that run. Next, I think, is, by the looks of it, Skiffy came in with an 072 there as well, so it's a Haas 1-2 currently down there. Storm is about to come into the pits. Who else is on a quick lap at the moment? I think D6 is. Yes, he is. D6W currently in the AlphaTauri is just down at the second to last corner. Let's see how he does here. Where can he put it here today? Storms up the hill, gets as much power as he possibly can, takes a bit of curve down the left-hand side. DRS now enabled. Does he cut across the line? Yes, he does cut across the line, trying to go as fast as he can. Let's see where he goes. An 8.2 for D6W. The only man to be in the 108s here so far. So some people currently on outlaps. I think that is, I think who just went across the line there? It was a Racing Point by the looks of it. It was of, it wasn't Chelsea. A Racing Point just did go through, and I saw somebody move, but apparently not. Mike is a person who is currently on a lap in the Red Bull. I think Anthem, actually. There it is Anthem, sorry. A 107.1, Anthem going second there. A very nice lap there for Anthem, going for 2 runs out there, maybe an invalidation on the first attempt. So Anthem putting his lap time in, splitting the 2 Haas boys in the 1-2 positions. Mike, now let's see how he can do in the Red Bull. Him and Gasly both on flying laps. Gasly in the Williams and Mike in the Red Bull. They're the only 2 people now currently, as far as I know, on flying laps. Everybody else seems to be now on their in laps. Let's see where Mike's going to put this then. He's into the second to last corner, steaming up the hill as much as he can, up to 170 miles an hour, up to 180. Takes a little bit, doesn't take too much curb there on the inside there. Let's see. You've got to be careful when you go over that line though, because it can invalidate sometimes. He goes 7th with a 7.4. So a nice lap from himself, getting those banker laps in. Gasly has unfortunately invalidated that attempt, so he will be not setting a time on this lap. If he goes out for another one, it shall depend, as I think we've got some people now going back out for their out laps. Nicki Minaj currently out on an out lap, and Nash on an out lap, Darko Wade and T-Bag along with Storm. So I think the first one is in fact going to be Nicki Minaj, so let's see what he does. Nicki currently going up the hill, will be the next person to cross the line on a flying lap. Not set a time yet, has Nicki Minaj. Let's see how how he copes with this there. See, now steams towards the center S's, gets it, does he get it turned in nicely? Yes, he does. Down to second, then up to third to get the traction zone. Will nearly losing the back end there. The back end trying to grip to the right hand side as he now hits the DRS straight and storms towards the Siga de Lago. I can't pronounce that today. I really can't pronounce that today. As he now goes through there and on to the Sector 2 section of this track. A nice twisty little areas that we have here that can really throw the car up in some sections. But let's see how he deals with it here. Gets it down to first, then up to third for more traction. Into second here and then back up to fourth, which is interesting to see, to get those traction zones. Very, very interesting to see how he's doing it here. Now, into Sector 3. Let's see what that purple sector's like. Purple sector, not purple sector, Sector 2. 51 second sector there. So, very, very interesting to see as he goes up the hill. Let's see where he's going to put it. Currently, Nicki Minaj not set a lap time. Will set a lap time this time, though. Comes across the line. Where's he going to put it? He puts it in 7th with an 0.74. The exact same as his teammate. Only 0.08 of a second separating them two. So, that is a very, very nice lap there from himself. Nash is about to come across the line too. He's just coming up the hill. Let's see where he's going to put it. Ferrari of T-Bag, I think, just starting a lap time there. Also, Nash coming across the line. Nash goes 7th with a 7.3 onto the podium, dropping down a little bit now. T-Bag with a 7.3 there too. NRC Island there, up there with a 7.1. Storm has invalidated his attempt, so that's very, very interesting to see, but he's still up there at the top of the grid. So that's very nice to see from Storm. Clearly driving with quite a bit of confidence out there today. Let's have a quick look. It's one of a second over, and he's invalidated his attempt. So the next one is a Mercedes of Breezy just starting that flying lap. Nicki apparently is on a flying lap, which he isn't. He's only just had one. The AlphaTauris, Matrice is currently on a lap going up the hill. Let's see where Matrice is going to put it in the AlphaTauri. Storming now towards the line. Not set a time yet, currently at the bottom of the grid. But let's see where he improves. He goes 16th with a 7.6. So a nice lap there for Matrice, taking a bit of grass there as he crosses the line. D6W now starting a flying lap with Ramos behind him. Next is a Racing Point of Chelsea just starting a lap. The next Racing Point of Anthem also starting a lap. Next will be NRC Island also starting a lap. Island has to get it as close as he possibly can to Skeefy, I think. I mean, he only needs to outscore Skeefy by 2 points, I think it is, or needs only 2 points this race. Let me just double check my information. Onto the podium is about to come across the line. Let me just double check. Onto the podium. Does he improve? It doesn't improve, but only slightly, just over his time there. Yep, so NRC Island has to score Skeefy, outscore Skeefy by 2 points to be crowned Division 2 champion. Right, so it is Ramos and D6W. D6W has invalidated his attempt so far, so I imagine he will be coming into the pits, and does Ramos. Where's he going to put it? Currently with a 7-8. Ramos does improve by a 10.5. Does a 7-6, but it isn't enough to take him up any positions. As I think that was Anthem about to come across the line with an invalidated run, so that's a shame for Anthem. Let me just have a quick look. Anybody else on a flying lap currently? The only person I can see down there is Renault, and I think that is off onto the podium. And then behind him is Breezy. I don't think Breezy is currently on the lap. Nope, an invalidated run there by Breezy. So Breezy might go for another one here, especially if he's only picked the 3 soft compound tyres. He might go for another one here, just see if he can improve on this lap. But we'll have a quick look onto the podium, comes into the pits. So does Breezy. So ignore me. I am completely wrong. Here comes Storm. He's about to start his flying lap in the Haas. So let's see how he deals with it. NRC Island currently out there in second with a 6.9. So Island getting up there. Skeefy really needs to get a big lap in here so we can try and challenge him and keep Island behind him as much as he possibly can. Anthem coming up the hill now. He's currently on a flying lap. Let's see where Anthem's going to put it. A star on the qualifying sessions, and he goes third with a 7 dead. Just nearly into the 6.9s with Storm and Island, but not managing to get there currently. Skeefy currently out there on a flying lap. He's about to just come up the hill and start that lap, so we'll jump on board with him very shortly. I think that's Mike also, who's on a on an out lap too, about to come up the hill. So Storm will be the next person to cross the line here today in qualifying. Going up the hill now. Can he improve on his time of a 6.9? Let's see what he's able to do here. DRS will be enabled. I think has backed out of that attempt too, and has backed out of that attempt. So a big shame there for Storm to back out of that one. Clearly was not happy with the car on that run. Here's Skeefy now, the challenger for the title. He needs to get as far ahead of Island as possibly can so we can try and keep him behind him. Let's see what happens here today though. Can the title fight go down to Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season? It's the only title we have left to wrap up in European race now out of the 3 divisions. Bruno Will being Division 1 champion, Division 2 not yet decided, may be decided in fact tonight, and Division 3 going to Massey. So this is the only one. Skeefy has set a purple middle sector. Let's see if he can put it on pole or just a bit further up the grid. Let's see where Skeefy's going to put it. DRS enabled, about to come across the line. Skeefy puts it 5th with a 7 dead, and that is a very close grid for those 3 positions. They're all on 7 deads, 2 tenths ahead of Teabag, and that's Mike going with a 6.9. A big lap there from the Red Bull. That's a really nice lap there from Mike, putting it P3. Just have a quick look. I think Matriz is currently on a lap. I can see a Ferrari, not a Ferrari, a Alfa Romeo of Eke Blower just starting his flying lap. There is a Ferrari, in fact, of Teabag, I imagine, is on a in lap. Yes, he is. So it will be Matriz is the next person to come across line. Currently in 16th with a 7.6. Let's see where he's going to put it. DRS enabled. In fact, comes into the pits and abort on that lap attempt. I think Liam now in the Williams. Let's see where he's going to put it in the Williams. Going on the medium compound tyres. Let's see where he's going to go. Crosses the line, goes 8th fastest on the medium. So going for the alternate strategy and looking like he could get that alternate strategy here. Zeki Blower is just down in the end of Sector 2. I mean, we saw Liam in USA in the Circuit of the Americas. He did a fantastic overtaking move there on Keneal and, if I remember rightly, Relic, the 2 Mercedes boys. And it was unbelievable to see. Hold on, no, I must have the wrong sync then. I have to have the wrong sync. Surely. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I must have. Right, so nobody currently out there on a flying lap. Anthem is on an out lap, and so is Breezy. Everybody else is just coming out of the pits now. Ramos and D6W coming out of the pits. Breezy is out the pits. Next is a Mercedes. I think that, not a Mercedes, a Ferrari of T-Bag. Now coming out the pits. So we're going to get, by the looks of it, our final runs of the session starting here. Storm is currently, he's just in fact come on an outlap. Has Skeefy come out on an outlap? Nope, not yet. Anthem now starting his flying lap. That's why I'm getting confused. Thank you, Finn. It's Sync Evans. That is the one in Division 1 that did that move, and this one is Sync Liam. Thank you. Oh, Anthem has backed out of his attempt already. Backing out of that attempt instantly, even just after the center S's. Breezy is the next man who's also invalidated his attempt and backs out of that lap too. Sync Liam has retired from the session in the pits, I hope that is. As far as I know, I can see it is in the pits. That's always good to see. It's Ramos and D6W will be the next people to cross the line. D6W is invalidated also on the center S's. Maybe the pressure of these final runs are causing some of these drivers just not to get it right on these final runs. However, they should still have time to do another lap and get going once again. He just needs to remember to save that ERS up. But Ramos now in Sector 2. Let's see where he's going to put it here. He goes out, gets a good exit in fact, and brings it down into second, goes up to third for the traction zone, and gets the nice traction that he needs. He's currently down there though in 18th with a 7.6. Nicki Minaj and the Red Bull there just getting out of the way, which is something that we always like to see from our drivers, not liking some blocks for people. Let's see where Ramos is going to put it. DRS enable coming across the line now, currently on a 7.6. Can he improve? He does a 7.3 and puts himself into 8th position. A very nice lap there from himself. Nicki Minaj just started his flying lap. So has Mike. So has the Ferrari of T-Bag. Let's see. In fact, I don't think T-Bag improved there. I think he has just come and set a lap time. Skeefy is now setting a time. Storm is the next person to come across the line, currently on pole position. Can he improve? He does improve. It's a 6.8 from Storm, and he's currently on course to take his first pole position of the season. Mercedes now of Nash crossing the line. He just not quick enough there. I think that was NRC Island just starting his flying lap 2. He's currently in second. Can he spoil the Storm party? And he invalidates it. That's crucial. Anthem takes it away from Storm with a 6.7 there. Nearly a tenth, half a tenth quicker on that run there. So that's huge. Huge there for Storm. He'll be absolutely gutted about that. Arndt goes 12th. No, it's Arndt in fact is starting his flying lap. It was Christoph who crossed the line. Ireland invalidated his run. Where's Skeefy? Skeefy's invalidated his run too. Big shocks here today, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of invalidated runs. We thought we were going to see a fantastic last battle of the qualifying. And unfortunately, two of the drivers we were expecting to be there invalidated their runs. Big shame there. Christoph comes into the pits. Skeefy is now in the pits too. Nicky, who else is there? Anybody else currently on a lap? Ramos coming into the pits. Nash doesn't look like he's on the lap. Neither does Arndt. Darko. No, I think we are done and dusted here for qualifying. By the looks of it, everybody is now currently on inlots. And that is going to wrap up qualifying here today. So it's Anthem in the racing point. The man himself who always comes in clutch on the qualifying sessions now takes again pole position with a 6.7. Storm is second with a 6.8, getting himself onto the front row. Ireland sat behind them in third with a 6.9. Christoph on that row also with a 6.9, with Mike with a 6.9 too. So very close between those three drivers of Ireland, Christoph and Mike. Then it goes Skeefy with a 7 dead. Breezy also with a 7.1. Nicky with a 7.12. And T-Bag and Eke below were wrapping up the top 10 with 7.2. So very nice qualifying runs here today. Ramos, Sync Liam, Arndt, Nash onto the podium. Chelsea, Dark Away, D6W, Matriz and Gasly wrap up the qualifying grid here today. So a very interesting qualifying, in fact, here today. Some drivers were there that we expected to be there. However, Ireland is ahead of Skeefy. Like we say, Skeefy needs to be out. How do I put this into words? Ireland needs to outscore Skeefy by 2 points to win the championship here today. That's how I was meant to put it. I really had to think about that, and I really shouldn't have needed to think about that. But what a qualifying session that was. The top 10 being Anthem Storm, Ireland Christoph, Mike Skeefy, Breezy, Nikki, Teabag, and Eke Berloba. I need to take a picture of this in case there's a lobby restart. I've just remembered that. Bang. Doo-doo. There we go. Who will get pole tomorrow then? Definitely not me. Definitely not me in Division 3. Definitely not me. I'm so off the pace in Brazil. It's unbelievable. I don't even know the weather for the race for this one, actually. And it is dry by the looks of it. So very interesting to see there. Not a wet race yet. And Division 3 last season, in fact, had a wet race. And it didn't go quite well. My memory's a little bit blank about that race. You know, I don't like to... I keep it in the back of the mind. But if that happens tomorrow for Division 3, then that should be very, very interesting once again. But we're here for Division 2 now, and we shall see what is going to happen. Anthem's on pole with Storm alongside him. I think Storm is going to be very, very happy with that lap time. He just hasn't had the season so far this season. He's now put it on the front row. I imagine would have been very, very happy to take pole. Unfortunately, Anthem just pipping him on his last run, which was a big shame there for Storm. Ireland is in third and Skeefy is in sixth. What Skeefy really needs to hope that either Ireland has a first lap incident, there's a safety car that Skeefy can gain a couple of places on. There's a couple of things that Skeefy could be hoping for here, or he is going to drive like the clappers and overtake him. Either way, we are in for a very interesting race as we just wait for our 5-minute break before we get onto the formation lap. My predictions, shall we say. Let me know your predictions in the chat as well, boys. Let me know who you're going for. I'm going for, I think I'm going to go... I think Anthem will pick up penalties, which... He's fantastic in qualifying, but he just picks up too many penalties during a race, which is crucial in the last stages, especially if there's a safety car. I think this could be Storm's evening. I'm going to touch wood. As you probably can hear it, I'm going to touch wood, pray that I haven't jinxed him. I reckon Storm's going to take it. I think Ireland will take P2, and I think Skeefy will take P3. Just because I don't think, unfortunately, Skeefy, I do not think you're going to win the championship here today. I think this is Ireland's currently, but we shall see what is going to happen. Crowding down there saying Storm P1, Anthem P2, and Ireland P3 is my prediction. So with your predictions also, it will be claiming that Ireland will be champion here today. Presto thinking that Podium will dominate. Well, let's see how he does. I think, if I remember rightly, he was just in the midfield. If I can remember rightly, let me just have a quick look at my picture. Onto the podium, qualified 15th. So he'll be going for the alternate strategy, I imagine, for that run. Those are my predictions. I'm going to go with Storm, Ireland, Skeefy. I imagine Skeefy's going to give it absolutely everything here today. He's got nothing to lose. He needs to be outscored by 2 points. He needs to be ahead of Ireland as much as he possibly can, or hope that Ireland is lower down the grid along with him, so those 2 points don't have that massive gap. Towie saying his predictions is Mike is all Mike. Mike's going to dominate the race, is he, Towie? On to Ethan saying please rain. I hope it doesn't. Well, I hope it does for Div 2, not for Div 3. That's something I really, really hope. Let me just have a quick look at something. But it'll be very interesting to see here, as we're now 10 seconds away, in fact, from starting this race. The formation lap about to get underway. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just had to speak to somebody there. I do apologise. Anthem gets us underway then on this lap. Marcy saying Storm, Skeefy, St. Liam as his predictions. That's very interesting indeed. Let's have a quick look of what tyres choices people have gone for here. So obviously the top 10 start on the tyres that they started on. St. Liam just didn't manage to stay on those medium compound tyres. Ramos has gone for the softs outside the top 10. Sink's gone with the mediums, Arndt with the softs, Nash with the softs. Onto the podium, Chelsea, Darko, D6 and Matrice went with the mediums, and Gasly at the back of the grid gone with the softs, which is interesting to see. So even though they're outside the top 10, there's quite a few different strategies here today. The soft mediums are possible, but they are very, very screamy, as should we say. Yes, I think Ireland just nearly went straight into the back of Storm there. They are very screamy at the end of their life, so it'll be very interesting to see. We've got the soft hards, we've got soft mediums, we've got medium softs, we've got hard softs. Medium soft possibly could be done if there's a safety car. There's a lot of strategies that could come into play as Anthem now takes us to the grid. Let me just have a drink before we start it, because this is probably the last drink I'm going to get before until the end of the race. As the final cars now of Gasly take us on to the back. Let's see how this is going to go here as we now line up on the grid. I can't see any lights. The lights board isn't there for me. Right, we've got 5 lights. The cars are revving up. It's lights out. And away we go. I think Storm's got a very decent start there. He's got already down the inside, and he's got Anthem into turn 1. That's a fantastic start there from ERN Storm. The timings have gone absolutely crazy for me, but it follows Storm, Anthem, Islands. By the looks of that, possibly could have been Skeefy. It is Skeefy. He's had a mega start. He's already behind his team, his championship rival of Storm, as there's a McLaren there going majorly wide. Let's see what's going to happen further back down the grid. There's no incident as of yet by the looks of it. Anthem is now in P1. He's managed to take Storm back, so Storm now has lost that position, and Storm moves that down to P2. Mike and Christoph, these two are going side by side here. Let's see how this one's going to go. Christoph now down the inside line. He's going to take this into this corner. Gets the inside line nicely. Nearly hits the back of Skeefy there, but he's had it under control. Nicki Minaj now putting pressure on his teammate of Mike too. Nicky going round the outside of that corner too. So Mike losing 2 positions in 2 corners there. That's crucial for Mike. Looks like Arnton onto the podium. These two are battling too. And now we've got the little DRS train towards the finishing line. Here comes Nicky and Christoph as well. Nicky about to take 2 positions as quickly as he possibly can, and the other Red Bull of Mike looking interested in this battle, but Nicky goes round the outside there. Christoph still trying to hang it around the outside too, but doesn't manage to do so. And there goes who's that? That's Storm. Storm seeming like he's lost it in the center S's, and it looks like I may have put a curse on him, and that's a big shame as Gasly and Arndt both come into the pits. Maybe a little bit of wing damage there, but Skeefy now is on the back of NRC Island. Christoph is on the back too of Nicki Minaj, in a Red Bull sandwich currently between him and Mike. Massive thing, Storm. No, I know that's a massive shame for Storm. He was looking ever so strong out there. But luckily, he's got no damage. His tyres will be a bit warm, but he can still go out there and try and recuperate some of this race. Skeefy just dropping back a little bit from Ireland. Anthem is absolutely flying, trying to create a gap between him and Ireland. Go up further back. Nash seems to be the closest car there. And Mike is in fact looking closer on Christoph. Let's see if Mike's going to go for this. He's used a lot of ERS on this occasion. Oh, nearly going into the back of him there. And now Ireland will have DRS. So the first DRSs of the session is now enabled, and this will be crucial for Ireland to keep ahead of Skeefy. Let's have a look further back. Here goes Nicki Minaj, Christoph, and Mike. Mike's a little bit on the grass there, but manages to keep ahead. Does Nicki Minaj, and Nicki's under major pressure here. And now the other Red Bull, and Mike is looking to get ahead of Christoph at any available opportunity. These three really close together, really battling to try and get ahead of each other. Storm is in 18th. He's really on the back here. D6W is going to send it down the inside. D6W leaves a little bit of a gap. He put his car there to see what D6 would do. D6 didn't close the gap, which could have put him under a bit of pressure. Now he's going to go for the exit here. Here goes D6. Oh, Storm goes into the back of him. And there goes D6, and D6 is round. Wing damage there for D6. I also imagine wing damage for Storm. I think Storm in fact does have wing damage. That piece of debris that we saw wasn't D6's, it was Storm's. It's all gone wrong here for Storm. Here comes Mike round the outside of Christoph, headed into the center S's. Let's see how this is going to go. Oh, bit of contact there. Pushing Mike onto the grass there from Christoph. Manages to keep it under control, luckily there from Mike. A lot of incidents happening here in the past couple laps. Storm has to pit now because of his wing damage, which is a big shame. It's all gone from bad to worse for Storm, and that is honestly such a big shame. He looked so strong out here today, and unfortunately he is now going to be at the back of the grid. Keneal, I know you're in there in a party with him. Tell him from me that I hope he keep his head up and keep going. You can recuperate some of this back. St. Liam though in 11th for driver on medium compound tyres. He's in 11th place. He's looking quite strong here. He looked strong in qualifying, especially on the medium compound tyres. So he will be going long, he will be going far, and maybe try and take some positions from some of these drivers. But let's just look quickly ahead. Don't see any moves being made here. I know Mike is going on the back of Christoph once again, trying to make this move, but I don't think it's close enough to make a move into the center S's. In fact, goes for it, and that will probably be a warning for him. Maybe saw a bit of a gap, but we've got to know that a driver's got to come back across and make that move in that way to take the racing line of that corner. So maybe losing a bit of patience is Mike behind Christoph currently. Onto the podium in the Renault, looking down the inside of Chelsea there, and that was Bree, but wasn't able to do it. But can he do it into this corner? The still side by side, gets late on the brakes. Oh, big slide there from onto the podium, maybe just getting a bit eager on the throttle there. Bit of a power slide, and just manages to recuperate that and stays ahead of Chelsea on this occasion. LRC Ireland still within 0.8 of a second of Anthem. No penalties as of yet. Oh, no, never mind. Nicki Minaj picks up the first time penalty of the race. As St. Liam and Nash, these two side by side here. These two going for it, and St. Liam has got that move done on Nash. Let's just have a quick look at Christoph and Mike. These two have been battling. The two Red Bulls have been going toe-to-toe with the McLaren here. And Mike has ran out of ERS. And look at Nicki, no DRS available, but is cruising on 70% ERS. So that is absolutely huge. Nicki, at any point, if he wants to accelerate and bridge a gap, he can do with the amount of ERS he has. Looking further ahead, we have got a bit of an ERS train now for 4th behind Nicki Minaj. Nicki has plenty of ERS though to defend from that. There's a gap between 4th all the way down to 13th. is involved in this little train here. So we can see many moves being made, but are the moves going to go as Teabag is the closest man out of this group to the back of somebody, in his Teabag on the back of Ramos, and by the looks of it is going to have Ramos, and DRS is now enabled. He needs to get into that slipstream. I think Ramos has ERS and was using overtake to stay ahead there of Teabag, and Teabag won't be able to make a move on this occasion. Let's see, Mike really needs to get the exit as Chelsea picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Mike just can't seem to get the exit compared to Christoph to get onto the back of him, get the slipstream and get that DRS. And by the looks of it, so are many people. I mean, this train has stayed the same now for quite a while. They're all very close together. But this little bit of a DRS train that we're going on now is costing some people's strategies. But it's working, I think, working perfectly though for St. Liam, who's now in 10th place on those medium compound tyres, and he's looking very comfortable out there currently. Let's have a quick look at the front of this train. Christoph is behind Nicki Minaj. I'm looking at NRC Island now. NRC Island and Anthem both have similar ERS. These two have kept each other within a second. As Skeezy has dropped back by 2.7 seconds. There's a gap then to 2.2 seconds between him and Nicki Minaj. And I think Mike is close to the back, but once again just doesn't have the ERS to get anywhere near Christoph to make a move. He does get some back. Christoph, oh, doesn't look like he's got the exit here. And this now could be Mike's opportunity. Mike can smell blood on the water. He needs to get the slipstream. He needs the DRS. And here, there's a 3-second time penalty for Christoph too. Is Mike going to send it down the inside? No. On that occasion, he was just too far back. But Eke Belova's going to go around the outside of Nash there. Goes runs a little bit wide, and Nash is going to stay side by side with him. Takes too much of the curve there, does Eke Belova. And now, down the inside, Eke Belova stays ahead of Nash. And Nash just doesn't manage to get that position back. Nice move there from Eke Belova, and a nice little battle we see from the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes. Look how close Mike is. Just he fluctuates between 5/10 and a tenth of a second between him and Christoph. He really needs to get past him. He's been held up quite a while by Christoph. He's had many opportunities to make a move also, as Nash picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But that ERS in this train, there doesn't seem to be many people with ERS available. Is Mike going to make the move here around the outside? Oh, switches to the inside line, dives down the inside on Christoph, but doesn't manage to do it, but gets a better exit here. Christoph runs very, very deep and wide into the second part of the centre S's. Now they scream towards the DRS section here of Sector 1 into the Cedar de Largo, goes round the outside, a little bit of wheel banging between the two. Let's see how Mike's going to cope with this as they're now side by side once again, heading up to turn 5. Let's see how this is going to go, and Christoph stays ahead in 5th place. Mike just can't take the fight to Christoph as much as he wants to. As I thought I saw St. Liam there trying to go around the outside of Teabag, and it was on those medium compound tyres. Maybe the crossover between the mediums and the soft is really working now, and St. maybe try and start making some moves before they even start pitting. Look at that, Skeefy has now dropped 3.4 seconds to NRC Island, which is huge for the championship. As it stands, NRC Island is champion here today as it stands, as Teabag is looking to make a move on Ramos. He's looking to go down the inside of the center S's and does so, and manages to get that move nicely done and moves himself up into 8th place. Let's have a quick look at Mike and Christoph. Christoph is looking to try and make a move on Nicky. Mike's looking to try and make a move on Christoph. We've got a very big train here. Let's see what St. Liam's currently doing. He's trying to do a bit of a lock up there on his front left as he tried to slam the brakes on. Eke Belova picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there. So that's a big shame for him. Onto the podium, currently in 12th, 2 tenths behind Eke Belova there. He's looking to try and get ahead. He's going on the medium compound tyres also. So those mediums now, I think, are at a crossover point between the softs. Looking further up, Nicky's still leading this train here with plenty of DRS compared to the people around him. No DRS for Nicky, of course, has to defend here from Christoph, but I think Mike This could be his perfect opportunity now to get this move done. But I don't think, once again, he is close enough. But he is going to send it round the outside. Let's see how this is going to go for Mike. Not able to do it. Can he get a better exit, though, on Christoph? And I think he does. But let's see how the traction zone works. Goes a bit wide. He needs to get in the slipstream as soon as he possibly can. There's a yellow flag down there in the center S's. And that's Teabag. We'll go there in a second. No safety car as of yet. I think maybe just a spin. And Teabag has dropped himself all the way down to 16th position as Ramos and St. Liam are side by side. And St. Liam has managed to get ahead there of Ramos and moves into 8th place. He's looking very, very strong out there, is St. Liam in the Williams. Once again, Mike just stuck in this train. Nash onto the podium. These two are going for it. I think Nash has just made the move onto the podium. Maybe just a bit of defense there, but onto the podium seems to have lost a bit of time to Nash. Now dropped 2 seconds back, which is interesting to see. So maybe a bit of space, maybe a mistake, should I say, left there by onto the podium. Mike once again in the slipstream. Just is he going to go for it down the inside? Christoph seriously under pressure here. And in this Red Bull sandwich is onto the podium, jumps into the pits, the first man to jump in. Currently off the medium compound tyres, so that could be wing damage there for onto the podium, which could have cost him that 2 seconds that he fell behind on there. But Christoph and Mike still trying to get past Christoph, still defending well from Mike. Looking further down, Teabag and onto the podium, both into the pits. Onto the podium there on soft compound tyres. Teabag on hards. Storm there just moving up into 18th place due to the pit stops. A big shame for Storm. He went for the hards. He's been on the hards now for 7 laps. So I think Storm is praying for a safety car so he can get off those hards. But just looking further ahead at the top of the table, Ireland and Anthem. Oh, I think Anthem trying to bait Ireland and maybe it's coming into the pits here, and Ireland is really gaining now on Anthem. I think Anthem has got less ERS. Ireland isn't using as much as Anthem so far. But let's see what NRC Ireland is going to do as Ramos comes into the pits. I don't think Ireland is close enough. But another man once again who is close enough, but in fact isn't close enough. Breezy's closer, and Breezy's going to go round the outside of Mike, and that move is done by the Mercedes, and Christoph is going to go around the outside, and Nicky, is he able to get this move done from the McLaren side by side with the Red Bull? And here we go, and Christoph manages to take 4th position away from Nicki Minaj. After being under so much pressure from Mike, he's now overtook his teammate of Nicky, and Breezy has overtook Mike, so that is crucial there for Mike. And Breezy running a lot more ERS than Mike too, so which could have been a major factor with that overtake. We saw how much ERS Mike had. He was running basically 0 at one point. Christoph has underfueled his car as well by the looks of it with that yellow fuel light there. So Christoph is very light at the minute, and but will have to save ERS fuel during the race. Who comes into the pits? Nicky comes into the pits. So does Anthem. So does NRC Ireland. So these two are now taking it down to the pit stops, and there is Mike and Breezy. Mike, oh, look how close to the back of Breezy's car he is. Look at this now with DRS will be side by side, will now have an opportunity to take over and overtake. Breezy goes down the inside. Can Breezy hang it around the outside? He's trying as much as he possibly can, but Mike moves up into 3rd currently. But is Breezy going to try down the inside here? Looked like it, but doesn't. He is more smarter than that and decides not to make that opportunity happen. Let's just have a look. Anthem is in net P1 after the pit stops, and the Chelsea is the gap, 5-second gap between Anthem, between Ireland and Chelsea. What happened? Why is it now Ireland was on the back and in the gearbox of Anthem before the pit stops, and now there is a 5-second gap? What has happened to NRC Ireland? Mike comes into the pit, so does Breezy. Matrice stays out on those medium compound tyres, which is the smart choice. Skeevy and Christoph and Eke Baloba are the people staying out currently. But that is huge now for NRC Ireland. I wonder what happened, what issues may have occurred before that. St. Liam went with softs. Yes, he did. St. Liam went with the softs as Nicky Minaj picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as Anthem is now gaining on the pack that haven't pitted already. But 4.4 seconds Ireland is to Chelsea. Anthem's teammate is onto the podium, picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Yeah, Adam, in fact, you could be correct there. Skeefy could have jumped Ireland if he pitted at the same time. But here's the other question. Is Skeefy going for the soft medium? He's taking this as much as he possibly can and as long as he possibly can. He now, in fact, does pit. Christoph pits too. Eke Baloba stays out on them softs, so that's interesting to see also. But is Skeefy going for the mediums? Is he taking those softs as long as he possibly could until he's screaming and burning to go on those medium compound tyres? And he does, as Gasly picks up a 3-second time penalty. Ireland was held in the pits, plus he had to change batteries on controller. Thank you very much for that information. I appreciate that one, my buddy. So he was held in the pits and had to change his batteries on the controller. So that's interesting to see. Where did Skeefy come out? Skeefy came 2.4 seconds behind Ireland on medium compound tyres on the faster compound. So this now could be a very interesting race between the two championship contenders. These two are going to be slugging it out as much as they possibly can for this race. Oh, Adam, I've had to do it before. Don't worry about it. It's one of them. As soon as you feel the vibration go in your controller, that's it. You need to change. You can't drive. People who drive with no vibration in their controller, if they are on controller, are freaks. Okay? If you do that, I think very lowly of you. Anthem now 2/10 on the back of Matrice. Look at the speed and the gains he's got on Matrice. He's going to go down the inside. There's no point in Matrice fighting this one. But let's see what happens. Anthem goes down the inside, and that's an easy move. Eke Baloba now comes into the pits, and I'm going to be watching this time here between Skeefy and Ireland. It's now down to 2 seconds between the two drivers. This could be a slobber knocker now to the end. Nicki Minaj on the back of Christoph once again. These three. I think Mike, in fact, is way ahead of Christoph. In fact, he's done very well with the pit stops there. Finn, please don't tell me you used no vibration. Please don't tell me, otherwise my respect for you has gone. Anthem in second place now, still in net P1, and has a very big lead over NRC Ireland, who is in second. But yeah, as you say, Skeefy is putting the hammer down as much as he possibly can. Breezy under pressure. Nicky under pressure, sorry, from Breezy. Breezy a bit onto the grass, tries doing under and over here. Let's see how this is going to pay out for Breezy. He's got DRS, he's got medium compound tyres on also. Overtake enabled, DRS enabled, goes around the outside, and we'll have that move done way before the center S is there. And Nicki Minaj falls down into 11th place. D6W comes into the pits off his 17-lap old mediums. But I'm looking at this now, and look, Skeefy sees Ireland in his sights. Skeefy sees blood in the water, and he knows this is a crucial opportunity for him now to overtake his championship rival and keep the title fight alive and going to Abu Dhabi. This is the fight we are staying on board with, ladies and gentlemen, because of how much is riding on this fight so far. He is now within DRS. Ireland just has a little bit more ERS. Maybe Skeefy has put the power down a little bit just to try and close that gap up to Ireland. But now he doesn't need to use as much. He's got DRS. He can stay within DRS. Let's see how he gets on now. He will be closing this gap though massively, as Ireland has now started to use some of his ERS. Anthem moves back into first place. But this is going to be interesting now. He's going to have so much more grip through the corners. 0.8 of a second separate these two. Ireland will need to stay ahead as much as he possibly can. He will be defending with all of his might. Here comes Christoph on Nicki Minaj. Let's see if he's going to get this move done around the outside. Moves a bit onto the grass here and gets that move done. But maybe just getting a bit tail happy there at the end. But unfortunately, manages to get that move done. Eke Blova moves ahead of ERN Ramos on those medium compound tyres. Once again, proving that the mediums are the quicker compound. But will they be screaming at the end? That's something that we will be finding out as D6W makes the move on Gasly. Skeefy 0.7 of a second behind Ireland. Yeah, Ireland 1.2 seconds behind Chelsea. Is Chelsea coming into the pits? No, these guys not coming into the pits as of yet, which could be a big help for Ireland if he does get DRS, as Massey says in the chat there. This could be huge. Skeefy needs to catch and get this done ASAP. He's now 4 attempts, 5 attempts, just isn't getting the exit out. The centre S's there by the looks of it. Has DRS now. Ireland had not using much ERS. Mike picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Skeefy still in the back of him, but just isn't putting that pressure on. And here comes Mike round the outside of Christoph. Has he got this move done? Yes, he does on those hard compound tyres and moves into 8th place. Him and Christoph been going toe to toe with each other here today so far. Look how close Skeefy is to that gearbox of that Ferrari. This is tense. The championship on the line. Ireland only needs to outscore Skeefy by 2 points. Now, using overtake up the hill there, he is 10th. And I think Ireland will now have DRS too, and does. That could be a lifesaver there for NRC Ireland on Skeefy as Darko Wade comes into the pits. That is crucial there for NRC Ireland to try and stay ahead as a yellow flag sector 2, and that's a Ferrari. And that is of Teabag, who unfortunately is off the track there. But let's just quickly go back to Skeefy. And here comes Skeefy in the Haas. He's going to go around the outside of NRC Ireland. Is this move going to be done? He cuts back across, tries to get the better exit, and does get the better exit. He does the under and over. He's trying to go side by side with him now. But unfortunately, Ireland may have used just a bit of ERS there just to deploy to get away from Skeefy on that exit. And Skeefy goes into the back of him. And that's end plate damage for Skeefy. Skeefy missing his front right end plate as he went into the back of NRC Ireland, and that is now wing damage for Skeefy, and that is crucial for the championship. Teabag has retired in the pits. Skeefy is going to be struggling now. He is going to be praying for a safety car just so he can pit and get that wing changed. Does he come into the pits? No, he stays out. He knows that this championship is all on the line. He needs to stay with Ireland as much as he possibly can. He cannot afford to pit under the wing damage as Mike and Christoph and Breezy. These lot are all together here. Here's Breezy trying to make a move on Christoph too. But these three, let's see what happens. Skeefy is still 3 attempts. He's still trying to stay with Ireland. He needs to stay out though. He can't afford to pit. He needs to stay with Ireland as much as he can. Ireland only needs to outscore him by 2 points. He needs to take the fight to Ireland as much as he can. As long as he can stay in that DRS, he has a fighting chance at everything. Onto the podium, and Nash onto the podium, going down the inside of Nash on those soft compound tyres. That's a brave move there. Nash is hanging it. Doesn't goes for an under and over. Does Nash looking like Darko Wade was looking to get a little bit interested in that as well. Look at St. Liam though. 3 tenths behind Skeefy. This is crucial now for the championship. St. Liam with overtake enabled. DRS is now enabled. Goes round the outside of Skeefy as they head towards the centre S's. And St. Liam is now in 3rd place. But I imagine is going to have to pit again. But that is going to cause a gulf between Ireland and Skeefy. As far as we know, it is yellow damage. It's an end plate damage to Skeefy. Darko Wade and Nash. Woohoo! Nearly taking Nash's front wing clean off there from Darko Wade. That was very, very close. There's a yellow flag back there, and that's Gasly off the track in the Williams, not having the best of races there, and that's a big, big shame there. Look at St. Liam, so we won't be able to go to the end on these tyres. There is not a chance he can go to the end on 8-lap old softs as they already are. He will have to pit again, but Skeefy is just dropping back. 5-second time penalty for Gasly for speeding in the pit lane. So a big shame there, and he has retired from the session. St. Liam now about to make the move on NRC Island. He's going down the inside here. These two going toe-to-toe as much as they possibly can. Let's see what's going to happen here. Island doesn't defend from it, and St. Liam moves up into second place. Some very nice racing we are seeing so far. It's a big shame for Skeefy just running into the back. Darko Wade is about to overtake onto the podium round the outside of the centre S's, and Darko Wade gets that move done. Looking further back, there's a yellow flag there. Who is that? Oh no, it is the retired car of Gasly. Gotta love what Goldmasters bringing a retired car in the pits out of the pits. Makes complete sense. Chelsea's looking to make a move. Oh! If I was Storm, I would not have clean underpants right now, as I just saw him go straight through Gasly's car. I would not have clean underpants right now if I was Storm. That scared me, never mind him being the driver. Breezy, 5/10 behind Christoph. 1.8 seconds. Skeefy is dropping back. That wing damage has just cost him so much time. It's unbelievable. He has to stay out there and pray from safety car. And there's St. Liam coming into the pits now, off those soft compound tyres. He is now 2.3 seconds behind NRC Island. Could this be the championship done and dusted? Mike is now 4/10 behind Breezy, and Breezy's 5/10 behind Christoph. These guys have been very close together. St. Liam though is coming out on a fresh pair of soft compound tyres. He will be very, very quick towards the end of this race. Skeefy has to hope for a safety car. He has no other choice. The safety car is the only thing that is going to keep Skeefy in this. Absolutely crucial now. If it stays as it is, NRC Island is Division 2 champion. As if it stays as it is, because if I remember rightly, it's 18 points for second and 15 points for third, which mean he will take the championship. Needs to outscore him by 2 points, and it is looking like he is definitely going to do that at the moment. Darko Wade looking to make a move here on Ramos. He's on fresh softs compared to Ramos' 11-lap old hard, but he has no ERS to give. Let's see what's going to happen here. Down the inside of the center S's, and he makes that move. Ramos locks up, but makes that move nonetheless, and moves himself up into 9th place. Looking further ahead to the scrap for 4th place. Breezy, Christoph and Mike all with each other. Is Ramos looking to make a move back down the inside? I don't think he is. He has to yield that position on the hards to the faster softs, as Arndt and D6W are battling, and Arndt moves ahead of D6W for 17th place. Breezy, now look at that, 3.9 second gap, 4 second gap to NRC Island. Pardon me, NRC Island now has a 3.2 second gap to Anthem as well. Anthem showed a fantastic race out there today. Breezy just doesn't look like he can get close enough to Christoph, but Christoph is using all of his ERS to stay ahead, of Breezy. Both of them on the medium compound tyres, as St. Liam sets the fastest lap there and is charging forward on those soft compound tyres as much as he possibly can. And now is behind Ramos. A nice aerial view here. Let's see if he gets an overtake done here. I don't think it's going to be possible on this occasion. He just looks a bit too far back from the Renault, but he will be better in the corners and the braking zones especially. Maybe we will see a move be made later on in this race. But currently, the closest fight for 4th place, Christoph, Breezy and Mike, these three have all been together. Nicky was part of this pack, but unfortunately has dropped off. I think, in fact, I've just saw left front end plate damage as St. Liam, in fact, gets the move done on Ramos. Does Nicky have front right end plate damage? No, in fact. I thought it looked like the Red Bull wing just had a bit of damage there on the front right, but in fact doesn't. So just maybe have dropped off, especially going for the hard compound tyres. But Mike is staying well with Breezy. So it's very interesting to see here as Breezy is now looking to try and get us past Christoph as much as he can. Christoph has no ERS. Absolutely none. His ERS is shot to pieces. Mike has 40%. St. Liam now will be looking to make this move on Darko Wade. He is now going to go for it round down the inside. Darko covered it, but he went for it even further down the track. And St. Liam moves into 9th place. A very nice move there from St. Liam. And well deserved there for that occasion. Let's just have a look further back. Matrice and Chelsea behind Storm. Storm on that recovery drive. 23 lap hold hards. Wow, oh wow, like that's fair play to Storm. I would not like to be on the hards for 23 laps. That recovery drive there from Storm. I don't think he's going to get any points, unfortunately, but we'll see how it goes. He's now nearly within DRS of Nash, in fact, so that will be very interesting to see. As here comes Breezy on Christoph. He has the slipstream once again. He's not deploying any ERS. Maybe just waiting for the opportunity where he knows he's close enough to use that ERS, so he knows he doesn't have to waste it, so he knows he can get that move done, and I think this is it. And he's now had he enabled it for slightly there, DRS with the slipstream, but he enabled it a little bit there with the overtakers. Storm has now dropped behind Matrice, maybe a little incident there for ERN Storm there, and that's a big shame as he drops further back. Now going on board with Breezy. This fight still happening for 4th place. Christoph has defended well so far this race. He has really defended well. And it'll be interesting to see if he stays in 4th place. I mean, he does have a penalty. Breezy doesn't. So that is crucial. Look at that. Skeefy. 6.6 seconds behind his championship rival. And Ireland is starting to close the gap too on Anthem. If Anthem picks up a 3-second time penalty, that is crucial. I think this is it now for Breezy. He's going to go round the outside of Christoph, heading towards the centre S's. He's going to go down the inside. Christoph keeps the inside line well. He's going to need a good exit here. The Red Bull of Mike is going to be looking into this too. Breezy needs to get this move done. He needs to deploy that overtake. Otherwise, Mike will have a look at him too. But Mike just has no ERS to fight with. St. Liam looking for a move on Eke Beloba. Just pulled a 2-second gap to Darko Wade, who we overtook a couple of laps ago, and will want to get that move done. Oh, Breezy looking around the outside there of Christoph. That would have been a good move if he managed to send it, but Christoph closing that gap up and defending as much as he possibly could. Is St. Liam going to send it here? No, he doesn't. That's where he sent it on Ramos, and he managed to get that move done. It'll be interesting to see where the move is going to come from there from St. Liam. And Eke Beloba is just fluctuating in between DRS and not having it, so it could also be a saviour there for Eke Beloba. For Breezy within the slipstream, there's the move then by St. Liam on Eke Beloba. He now has to go hunt down Nicki Minaj, who is 3.2 seconds ahead of him. 5 laps remaining of this race, and Breezy looks to have this move done. He needs to just deploy a bit more overtake and he'll have it done. Goes for the inside line, doesn't, backs out of that on that occasion. I think he knows, I think he's playing it safe. He knows that the car ahead has a penalty, and he knows that he will get that place on penalties. But you've got to remember that Mike is sat behind him, may have a penalty also, but if Mike gets ahead of him, that's going to be crucial. Just look further back at St. Liam. He is now within DRS of Nicky. Nicky started to put the hammer down a bit. He's got more ERS, has Nicky, than St. Liam. But St. Liam's on that fresher compound of tyres. and will be very crucial to the end of this race. Just having a quick look, Mike 3/10 now to Breezy, and Breezy just dropping back. He always seems to drop back on that last corner. It doesn't seem to get the exit up the hill as much as he needs to, as St. Liam is going to make a move here on Nicki Minaj, going down the inside on those pressure softs and into the center S as we go, and he has that move done and moves himself up into 7th place there. Looking ahead, Mike here with Breezy. This battle, these three has been side by side. Is Nicky coming back at him? He has come back at him. Nicky comes back at St. Liam and takes 7th place. That wasn't a move I was expecting there. Brilliant move there from Nicki Minaj, and moves into 7th place once again. For these three cars, Breezy, Mike and Christoph, the McLaren now, in fact, is now on the back of Skeefy. This could get bad to worse for Skeefy at the end of this race. He's now 9.1 seconds behind his championship rival. Man, oh man, oh man, what a big shame this is today for Skeefy. It's also crucial for Christoph in keeping this place and could move him up into the podium places. Let's see what is going to happen as they approach the center S's. I'm just going to go on board with Breezy currently, as Mike is looking very interested in making the move on Breezy, but I don't think he is close enough yet again to make the move. St. Liam once again looking to make a move on Nicki Minaj, but isn't able to on that occasion. Onto the podium, and Storm pits in for fresh softs. Looks like he's going to go for that fastest lap of the race. Nash and Chelsea, these two side by side. Nash goes off the track, a little bit of a touch there, and Nash loses the place also to Matrice. Mike 2/10 behind Breezy is looking to put as much pressure as he possibly can on Breezy. Maybe those medium compound tyres starting to slip a little bit, and the hards coming in for a big favour. Let's see now, the championship on the line. Looks like it's wrapped up, nearly a 10-second gap, and it could get from bad to worse if Christoph decides to put the hammer down. But here comes Mike. He is within a 10th. Is he going to look down the inside of the center S? He had a look, but doesn't decide to make that move. As St. Liam once again gets Nicki Minaj, as Nicki Minaj nearly goes straight into the back of him there. Let's have a quick look at Christoph. Skeefy, no DRS, and that gap closing more and more. That end plate damage is just not working out for Nicki Minaj. Nothing for Skeefy, sorry. And a big shame here as Storm makes a move there by the looks of it on NRC odds on those fresh softs, and will be going for a fastest lap. But look at Mike, he's in the gearbox of this fight now, and if this fight, there's 2 laps to go. St. Liam is on the charge to get to this fight, but I don't think he will get close enough. I mean, that gap is closing. They are being held up now by Skeefy. I mean, you got to look how close these guys are now. I mean, Mike he just don't seem to get the exit off that second to last corner. But here comes Mike, overtake enabled. DRS is now enabled. Breezy not using any overtake either, but Mike doesn't have any left. Just looking at Christoph, he isn't close enough to make that move. And Mike stays in his place. He wasn't close enough to make a move either. Let's have a quick look on board with Christoph. He has no ERS to deal, or even maybe try and make a move with Skeefy. I think Skeefy still has a little bit of ERS, but Skeefy's just going to be struggling in those corners. He's going to be under some serious threat here. Here's Breezy, in fact, under a 10th of a second, sends it down the inside. Oh, Christoph has to dart out of the way, loses 2 positions there, comes back onto the track, looks to go around the inside of Mike. Well, there we go. Christoph taking evasive action there, loses 2 positions, and Mike goes down the inside of Breezy also. Finally gets that move done. Mike moves into 4th place. So Mike, of everything that happened, was the one to benefit the most, moves into 4th place. And a really nice move there from Mike. But once again, Breezy is the one with no penalties as of yet. And I've just noticed NRC Ireland on the last lap is now 1.1 seconds behind Anthem. As Christoph and Breezy, Breezy went deep by the looks of it. And it's got a puncture as Breezy. Breezy with a rear right puncture in dropping down the order on the final lap of the race. And that is huge there. He was in such a good position to take some points here today. And that has cost him massively, that puncture. Look at Mike. He's right on the back of Skeefy now. As that yellow flag. Oh, he's going to dart down the inside. Is Mike round the outside? He'll have now a bit of wheel banging there between him and Skeefy. Mike's going to send it down the inside once again and does send it down the inside. Does Mike and gets that move done. Anthem is going to take the win of this race. But most importantly, our new division champion for European Race Night is NRC Ireland in the Ferrari. And NRC Ireland is champion of the world. Mike is going to come across the line and take P3. Skeefy will take P4 on penalties. Christopher Sink, Liam Wheel to wheel across the line. 0.02 seconds between each other. What a race this has been. Ramos, Eke Malone, Nicki Minaj and Darko Wade wrap up the top 10 there. But most importantly, NRC Ireland, you sir, well deserved, and you are European Race Night's Division 2 champion for the first time. Congratulations sir, you have deserved it this season. A big commiserations to Skeefy. You fought as much as you possibly could. That wing damage, crucial there in this race. Big congratulations to Skeefy though. Second in the championship is not bad at all, mate. You've had a fantastic season. Congratulations. Breezy coming across the line. Look at that. Breezy from 4th all the way down to 17th. That once again, that why is everybody crashing across the line? That puncture coming very wrong for Breezy. He was in such a good position and that puncture just cost him massively. What a race. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to get the man himself into this race, into the party. Bear with me. Alright, bear with me guys, just getting him in. Hello there, Ireland. Please include your audio, good sir.
Yes.
How are you doing? Congratulations, you are officially Division 2 champion. Let me know your feelings right now.
I'm quite relieved, to be honest. I didn't expect this race to go well, but it...
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. I mean, look at that. You were 0.6 seconds away from Anthem at the end of the race. You nearly sealed it off with a win also. You were having a little bit of a battle with Skeefy during that race also. That would have been incredible. Unfortunately, Skeefy picking up wing damage in that battle too. Let me just know your thoughts with that battle. Were you really looking forward to the fight coming into this race? What was your mentality heading into the Brazilian Grand Prix?
I was afraid of him because I'm expecting him to train a lot for this race. And then this happened, and I think I braked a little bit early, maybe, because I was scared of getting wing damage as well. That corner. Yeah. I'm not sure how early I braked into that corner.
Well, you were all in a bit of a train by the looks of it, so I think it was just a knock-on effect of everybody just thinking the same, not trying to get wing damage, and unfortunately, just Skeefy was the person not to come out there on top. But even if that was to happen, it's racing. It's one of them, unfortunately. I mean, commiserations to Skeefy if you are watching this. And once again, congratulations to you, NRC Ireland. Enjoy being Division 2 champion. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up here for European Race Night. What a race. NRC Ireland, our new Division 2 champion of the world here at European Race Night. We'll be back tomorrow for Brazil with Division 3. I'm back for the last weekend of the season in Abu Dhabi next week. I've been Dame Zero. Goodbye from everybody here. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.